Razabane for IFL TV, proudly sponsored by Everlast. I'm here in Wembley for the Richard Riakporhe Turchi fight on Saturday night. With me, Sky Sports' very own Mr. Johnny Nelson. Johnny, high flyer, how are we doing?
I'm alright, thank you, I'm good. This is your stomping ground, isn't it? Literally around the corner from here.
And Adam Smith, he's around the corner as well.
Yeah, but he's posh side of town. I know you're in the ghetto. But it's alright, it's good to be here again. It's good to be here.
Okay, let's jump straight in. Richard Riakporhe, obviously I know Sky are trying to push him towards that world title fight. How much of a test is this going to be, Turchi, on Saturday night?
Turchi, so the only loss on his career is to Tommy McCarthy. Turchi's number 11 with the IBF, Richard's number 12. The IBF is saying it's an eliminator. Of course, every fight at this point is an eliminator. How close the touching distance is it to fighting Bradis for the title? We don't really know. It would probably end up being a voluntary defence for Bradis if that was the case. In my head, I'm doing the maths. But then Richard is making the right move in regards to moving forward. Instead of boxing somebody that's rated behind him, he's boxing someone that's rated in front of him. So he's making his steps to get that respect. I think he has the strength. I think he has the ability to beat the southpaw in Turchi. Turchi might cause a few little uncomfortable moments for him. But I think Richard, again, and I'll say every time I do an interview, I think this young man's confidence doesn't match his ability yet. So the pace his career is moving at the moment, to me, is perfect because his confidence is growing. So by the time that chance comes to box for the world title, it'd be perfect. If I was any of the champions, I'd fight him now. Fight him now before he's a fully fledged fighter, before he's that fighter that believes in himself. That's what I'd do. But Richard's people, they're getting him busy, keeping him out. What a great position to be in, to fight as often as well. So I'm really happy for him, really comfortable with the progress he's making.
We know he didn't have a long amateur career. We know he started his professional career very, very late as well. We saw his last fight with Dazn Rumours. Seemed like he was getting the better of him in certain rounds, but Richard's got that dynamite in his right hand. Yeah,
that's what I'm saying, and that's why I'm saying it's the confidence to match the ability. I've seen what Richard can do in the gym. I've seen how fast his hands are. I've seen how much power he's got. He's not an idiot, so he's learning on the job. But yes, he started late, so therefore he's got to do like AJ's done. He's cramming a lot of success in a short period of time he's been in the game. So for where he's got, the position he's got himself in, you've got to give him credit where credit's due. So for him, again, it's another learning job. Turchi, as I said, southpaw. He will come out to try and make it awkward for him. But the confidence in Richard's head is thinking, right, as far as I'm concerned, I can beat the McCarthy's. I've established myself on the domestic level. I should be able to do this guy. And of course, you'll be matching and judging. You know, well, this is what McCarthy did. You know, let's see how good see Richard is. So again, they're just boxes that need to be ticked when the time comes.
Do we look at his performance before we look at where he goes next, or do we say now, if he wins, a world title surely has to be next?
I wouldn't do a world title next. I just wouldn't. But you've got to take the opportunities when they arise. Richard is learning on the job. He's getting better each fight as it comes along. We saw his punch power in his last fight. We saw his boxing ability in the fight before. Now we've got to see the union of both of them come together and him dominate somebody with punch power and boxing ability. So I personally wouldn't, but I know his people would say, come on, bang, straight in there, because they know what he's capable of doing. Right now, I'd say, you know, Rich, you are there. You're just right there. And maybe one more fight just to just get everything in place. And you think, right, now we've done it now. We've proved it to ourselves. Forget about everybody else that we're capable of being there. Because once you're there, once you're in that pocket, there's no time, there's no second chances. You know, that's the opportunity.
Chris Congo, Formella, obviously chief support, I believe. Formella, obviously, only 2 losses have come from Conor Benn and Sean Porter. Yeah. Step up for Chris here and a tough ask?
Not tough ask. I rate Chris. I think Chris is really up for this, and Chris again is indirectly he's going to try and make a statement because that comparison with Conor is going to be made in regards to if he wins, how he wins, and so that's his job. That's what he's got to try and do. So I'm looking forward to this one. I am, and actually, there's 2 fights on the undercard that I think, wow, these guys can steal the headlines here, and that's one of them.
Obviously, a lot of young talent on the card. Vidal Riley making his London debut. I know he's boxed around the world. Lauren Pryance making her debut as well. Any other standout fights you're looking forward to?
Shannon Ryan. I'm a big fan of hers, and I've seen her. How you doing, brother? I've only seen her in the mix once, but I like the maturity she's showing. I like everything about her. She's got fighting's in her DNA, and you can tell. So let's just wait and see. And but that's again, talent coming through. What a great opportunity again.
There's a lot of rumours going around at the moment about Anthony Joshua potentially signing with Dazn. There's obviously newspaper articles that have come out. Anything you can tell us?
Hey, if that is true, then I totally understand. He's going to go where the dollars are. Listen, if Dazn have done that, and that's the decision he's made the decision. That's what's, as far as he's concerned, what's financially better for his career. And you can't. We're prize fighters. That's what you got. You got to do what's best for you. So if the rumours are right, it's a shame. But you know what? I still watch the fight, and he's made the decision that works for him and his team.
I spoke to Adam Smith a couple of weeks ago at your previous Boxer Series show in Manchester. Adam seemed very, very confident that he was going to sign with Sky.
I saw that as well, and I thought, Adam's looking at it from that side. I'm looking from a fighter's point of view. And so when I saw that, I thought, Adam, you've got to think. We fighters, we love fighting, but we also love getting paid. We're going to make the right decision. So unless it's 100% a done deal, I'd steady back a little bit. So what AJ's done is if that is the case, he's done what's best for him. So good for him.
Just finally, is this going to be a blow to Sky if they lose Joshua?
Sky have been doing this for 30 years. Sky, yes, of course you will miss Anthony Joshua. Of course we will. Of course it's a great coup. But you know what? The life goes on. And we'll keep bringing the young fighters through. Build another AJ. He's one of a kind. Build other fighters coming through. So again, of course, but I'll watch it like everybody else.
He's talked about Robert Garcia now joining the training team. He's told us officially that he is part of the team now. How tough is it for Robert now? He's got one training camp to train Anthony Joshua for the biggest fight of his career so far.
You know what? I think if you're going to take on such a task, you've got to be fully confident in your ability, and the people you're working with have got to have full belief in you. And so again, what a great fight to get involved in, especially if everything comes off well. But if you get the win, everything's perfect. So to me, I just think AJ's not an idiot. He's done what's best for him. And obviously, Garcia's did something about him that he thinks, that works for me. I like that.
How hard of a fight is this? Obviously, Usyk's not going to be a walkover. Usyk's only going to get better at the weight.
Let me just tell you. So when Usyk won the last fight, and you saw him coming out, it looked like he'd been hit by a truck. And AJ boxed completely. You thought, what are you doing, AJ? You got beat in every department, so he did it wrong. Now he's going to go in there and do it all right. If Usyk came out looking like that from winning, you know what I mean? AJ's had a second chance to go back there again. What would he be capable of doing? You don't know. So, of course, it's a harder fight because both fighters are now familiar with each other. Would we be able to say who'd be the better brawler out of the two of them? Hopefully, we'll see that when they're still getting them fight. We know technically he's a better boxer out of the two of them, and he's proved that. So we'll have to wait and see.
Everyone talks about Anthony Joshua needs to do what Chisora did and rough him up and get in his face, but Joshua's a completely different fighter to Chisora.
But the Joshua that boxed Dillian White, that Joshua needs to rock up. That Joshua needs to rock up and say, right, I'm going to have a rough edge about him. I'm going to drag you. I'm going to do everything to rub you up. That Joshua needs to turn up. The Joshua that turned up for that fight tried to have etiquette and throw a jab and do it all correctly and try and outbox and outsmart a guy that had boxed in the Olympics before and won in the Olympics before he did. So what you do is you do what you're good at. Forget about what you're good at. Do what you're good at. And so I think for AJ, I think he's learned that lesson. And so now he's learned that lesson, he'll have to just wait and see.
The fact that it's the rematch, the fact that he wants his titles back, the fact that it's a new trainer, it's in Saudi, most likely Eddie said it's going to be in Saudi. The fact is he has to win this fight. Is that all the spice needed for Joshua to go out and get the victory?
And you've got to think, for the little time he's been boxing, for what he's achieved in that period of time, people got to give credit where credit's due. So regardless if you're a lover or a hater of AJ, you've got to think, you know what, this kid, he's done well in the short, because most people box all their lives from the age of like 5 years old. You know, he just started boxing at 18, and so for the things he's achieved in that space are mad. You just couldn't write it. So again, for AJ, he's sort of the sort of athlete that when the challenge is there, he's probably ignorant enough to think I can do this because it's worked so far for him.
Chisora Pulev announced press conference tomorrow. Caught everyone by surprise, this fight, because no one was really expecting this fight to take place.
So for Chisora, he's one of, or if not, the few fighters that can lose and still be a headliner, still be like, wow, getting those big fights. And so for Chisora, I'd like that because he likes to fight and he likes to get paid. You know, this is what it's about, realistically, because at world level, he's probably proved to be wanting. So now he's thinking, right, you know what, I'm going to fight. And if you're going to beat me, you're going to have to work damn hard for it. So good on Derek. He loves a fight game, no matter what.
Johnny, I know everyone talks about the more networks showing boxing, the better for boxers. We've got Sky Sports, BT, Dazn, Channel 5, etc. But do you feel like because now we've got so many networks that we're running thin on fighters? But if you look at the last 5, 6, 7 years, we've had Froch, Groves, DeGale, Khan, Brook, Hay, Belly, just a few names that were world-level British fighters. You know, we don't have as many, or their places haven't been taken.
We're going to make fighters grow. So look at this bill Saturday night. These fighters would probably have not got a chance for you and I and most people to watch and have heard of them. Now it's giving opportunities to people that never had an opportunity before. So if you're good and you can come through, you're going to come through. So as a fan, you're going to think, you know what, I can follow whoever I want. It's like following a football team. I can follow this fighter whenever I want, and I'm going to see him from the comfort of my own home. So with so many different broadcasters, to me that's a no-brainer. It's like, yeah, man, that's perfect. Because everybody's got a chance to see the fighters have got a chance to make money and an opportunity to win titles.
Just finally, I'm sure over the last week or so you've seen the beef between Eddie Hearn and Leonard Ellaby. What's going on there, Johnny?
Listen, you know what? I love Eddie. I rate him, man, because he don't give a shit. I rate him, so I can't knock him because he's come on the scene and he's rattled everybody's feathers. And like it or not, he's the best promoter in the world. He is. Because he'll say it, he'll sing it, he'll put it in your face, and he'll think, what you got? You know, the proof is in the pudding. Look what he's doing. And look, he's going to America to ruffle feathers over there. I'm thinking, boy, you're good. You know, so I smiled to myself, but I think Eddie's a great wine merchant. I can remember when I boxed for the European title in Karlsruhe, Germany. Eddie was like 10, 11 years old, walking about, marching about, doing a German march about inside the arena. His dad's like, fucking Eddie, behave yourself. And even then, he's been a cheeky young lad, you know, but Eddie does not care. Eddie does his job. And his job is, you know, when you get into a ring and you're going to fight somebody, if you can't get to your opponent, get to his corner, man. Give him the dead eye. Wind him up. So once you wind up the people behind you, it rattles your relationship between those two. Ignore him. Eddie's doing the right thing. He's rattling all the right cages. So it's laughable, it's fun, and of course he just said, ooh, man, I wouldn't have done that. But go on, Eddie. It's funny.
Just finally, Devin Haney became the undisputed champion in a division regarded as the most exciting division in boxing. What a performance.
Technically on point, wicked jab, control. He had just thought, get in there, man. I rate he showed another repertoire to his fighting style. And I love that. You know, he can't just knock you out, he will box you out as well. So I rated on every level. I love that. To me, you've just ticked another box, you know, to be a complete rounded fighter.
Apologies, Johnny, I think there's a big queue behind me now. Got you in this little hole. But yeah, we'll catch up rest of the week in London.
Peace.
Johnny Nelson, IFL TV, thank you very much.
Download the Everlast Fitness app and find your greatness within.